can it really be true that a few French fishermen can strangle trade between the world's fifth and seventh largest economies?
Well, I think we have to see this French threat from the fishermen as part of a French, particularly Macron, being actually just not liking the United Kingdom very much at the moment in terms of what we did by leaving the European Union, and every opportunity he gets and those around him to punish or threaten the United Kingdom, he does so. I mean, we have to also look at it in the context that there's already been something like, I think, 1,700 licenses given to French boats to be able to fish, and to the EU generally to fish. Was one of the areas of the withdrawal agreement that I was most unhappy with, apart from the protocol, because I do think that the fishing industry didn't get what they had been promised. But there is a period of time now where we're going to have to put up with a lot more people fishing than I think we should have had. And I just hope that, and I'm sure that the government are not going to be in any way kowtowed by these threats, because really I'm not quite sure that the French would carry it out. But I think what they're hoping, of course, is that we will suddenly give all the rest of these smaller boats licenses very quickly. And I just hope we don't do that.
I wonder how feasible it is for that to happen quickly. Around about this time yesterday evening, I was talking to Ian Gorst, who's in charge of Jersey's external affairs, and he was pretty clear. I mean, as far as he was concerned, this had been a transparent process by which these applications from French fishermen had been looked at. And it was also something which, listening to him, felt like something that was Jersey's business first and foremost. I just wonder really, actually, whether it's in the Prime Minister's gift to say to Jersey, you're going to fall into line because that's in Britain's national interest.
Well, I think that would be quite a serious step for the Prime Minister to take, and for someone who, as a Prime Minister who was committed to us leaving the European Union, wanted to get a better fishing deal and didn't. I think that would be very, very unlikely, and I think would arouse huge anger amongst his own backbenchers. I mean, it's interesting today in his speech, he didn't actually talk a great deal about Brexit, other than to point out in terms of what we can do about our open borders that we've no longer got. But I think that would be pretty bad. I mean, we can't allow any EU country to use an issue to kind of get at us and to try and punish us. And that's really what the French are trying to do. And I think the Prime Minister must realise also that those people who voted for him in the last election voted to get Brexit done, and they wanted to get it done properly. And until we sort out some of these issues with France and other countries and take them on, really, then I'm afraid we're not going to have really got Brexit done.
And there's no suggestion, by the way, and I wasn't suggesting there was, that the Prime Minister was looking to make a deal. And in fact, if we look back to his behaviour when the port of St Helier was blockaded, he was quick to dispatch the gunboats, wasn't he?
They sent the two ships, and I think that's what they'd have to do again.
How much capacity is there potentially for this to turn really ugly? Particularly when we see it in the broader context of Anglo-French relations right now, which are, to put it kindly, in the doldrums. You've got a French presidential election coming up. You've got the backwash from the AUKUS deal. You've got the French not happy with elements of the Brexit, the terms of the Brexit departure. There's so many different reasons why they're annoyed with us. I just wonder whether you think this has the potential to really become a serious trade dispute.
Well, I think you're right that there are all sorts of internal French reasons why Macron is being particularly tough, and clearly he has got an election coming, and he wants to do as much as he can to stop the vote particularly from the right in France. But he is, whether he wants to be the sort of leader of the EU now that the German Chancellor is going, is obviously clear. But whether the rest of the European Union are really going to want, particularly the Nordic countries, are going to want to see this escalate, I would be very surprised if they do. And I think that, behind the scenes, there will be some pressure being put on him, perhaps on this issue. This is not really the issue that the European Union would probably want to be taking on the United Kingdom on.
Welcome to the GB News YouTube channel. You can watch us live 24 hours a day, catch up on your favourite shows and join in the conversation in the comments below.
Don't forget to subscribe and you'll never miss any of our exclusive content.